Today I am putting the videos for the 12th standard account students and for the topic not-for-profit organizations.
So the introduction, when we see that we all know many organizations are running for profit motive and profit is the sole aim. We all came across these things, but many organizations established for rendering services to the public, like charitable institutions, educational, cultural societies, libraries and sports, education, art, like that. Many organizations are running for not for profit motive. Profit is their thing, and for example, we can say in for COVID-19, we have seen many organizations came across, many charitable institutions came to help the weaker sections of our society by providing food and many needed things to them. And now we are going to see the features of not-for-profit organizations. So the main feature is this: is nothing. They are not. They want to. They are not running behind profit. They want to work without profit motive, and the aim is to provide services to the public, and not undertaking. They won't undertake any business activities, trading activities, anything. And the main source of income, how they are getting their income, is through subscription from members, donation, grant in aid, legacy. They all things may be new, and we are going to see this in the next slide. What I'm coming, it's coming up. And here we are going to see the types of accounts they are maintaining. Even though they are not running behind any profit or not maintaining any production units, but when money comes into an organization, there should be a proper recording of accounts should be there. And these organizations are requested to prepare their accounting formats like income and expenses account and the balance sheet.
So here comes the receipts and the payments account. It is nothing but a real account in nature. Real account in the sense all the cash transactions will be recorded here. And the next is it is a summary of cash and bank. So whatever the cash transaction, cash related transaction, maybe in cash or in bank, that will be recorded here. And the cash receipts will be recorded in the debit side, and the cash payments will be shown on the credit side. And here all the 3 years, previous year, current year and the subsequent, whatever the money received, that will be entered here. They won't consider only the current account transactions will be recorded. It's not been considered here. Whatever the money we are receiving, that will be recorded. And non-cash items such as depreciation, outstanding expenses and accrued income are not recorded. Why? Because depreciation, when we are creating the provision for depreciation, we are not going to pay any cash. Outstanding expenses in the sense still we have not paid. So cash, we have not paid any cash to it. Accrued income, we have not received the cash till later. So only the cash when it enters and only we are paying cash, that has to be entered here.
And here we are seeing the format of receipts and the payments account. And now we are going to see the explanation for the four headings, that is revenue receipts, revenue payments, capital receipts and the capital payments. So revenue receipts. Revenue receipts is recurring in nature. Recurring in nature, it is occurring repeatedly, repeated things, repeated in nature. The money what we are receiving is on the daily what. So revenue receipts. Revenue receipts is recurring in nature. Recurring in nature, it is occurring repeatedly, repeated things, repeated in nature. The money what we are receiving is on the daily whatever the money we are be receiving for the money what we are getting to run the business or to run the organizations. For example, entrance fees, rent received, sundry receipts like that will be recorded, and cash related transactions are only recorded. Cash related transactions only will be recorded and earned by day-to-day business activities. So whatever the money we are earning in the day-to-day business activities will be recorded here. And next, revenue payments. And here the same, recurring in nature. It is recurring repeatedly, the transaction, whatever the payments we have been making. For example, we can say the paid salaries, paying rent, audit fees, repairs, office expenses, like these will come here. And no credit payments are recorded. So payments, in the sense, no credit transactions will be taken over here after the money has been paid to him. That will be recorded here. And payment for day-to-day business operations will be recorded. And next we are coming under the capital receipts. So transaction occurs occasionally in the sense, so maybe once in in a year 5 times or 6 times or 7 times, like that. Occasionally it will happen. So for example, we can say life membership fees, donation for donations, legacies. So these sort of things will be made. Money will be received very occasionally, not on a daily basis. We won't receive. And receive benefits for a long period of time. Maybe an investment. What we have made some investments, we have been receiving some benefit for a long period. And not no recurring transactions, not related to day-to-day activities, business activities, in the sense, no recurring things as known won't be recorded here. That is the capital receipts on day-to-day activities, whatever we are spending, that won't be recorded here. Only for the occasional things will be recorded here. And next one is the capital payments. So payments occurs occasionally, the same thing. So when we are paying to some for any loans, for to purchase anything, that will be that has been made occasionally, not on a regular basis, will be recorded, won't be recorded here. And the payment made in installment or in full, maybe for loans. So when we have we've been having some bank loans or something, we have received some money. So if you have, after paying the loans, maybe in installment or in the full amount, after paying the full amount, it will be recorded here after the payment made. And capital expenditure on acquisition of asset. So some assets, if you are purchasing, like buildings you may purchase, for furnitures you can purchase, like that. Of asset pay, when you are purchasing, when the payment is made, that will be recorded here. Yeah, now we are going to see a brief explanation under the headings of revenue receipts. Now the first three I am going to explain, that is subscription, entrance fees, and the general donations. The subscription is nothing but an amount. The subscription is nothing but an amount of money what we are paying to an academy to learn or to join the classes. Nowadays kids are going for tennis, badminton, swimming classes, and we may pay in a monthly, quarterly, or half-yearly or yearly, according to their wish they can pay. So amount what we are paying to that academy is known as the subscription. And next we go with the entrance fees or the admission fees. When we are joining in an academy, maybe a sports academy or a swimming, so when we are joining as a first member, first we are going to so we have to pay an one-time fee, like that. That is, if the fee amount is 1000, we have to pay a 500 rupees extra. So that is the admission fees. When we are admitted, we have to pay, maybe in schools and colleges also. First, when we are entering, we have to pay as admission fees. That is a one-time fee. And next comes the donation. So there are donations is of two types. One is general donation, another one is specific donations. So general donation, if you see that without any specific condition, the money will be given to the organization or an academy or a charitable trust without any conditions. So whatever they need, they can use the money for that.
And next we are going to see the grant in aid, sale of old newspaper, interest on investment, dividend, locker rent, and rent received and sundry receipts. Or I think you know better, so I don't want to discuss again.
So next one is the grant in aid. It is an amount of money received from some governments or from other organizations. So here, once when you are receiving the received money, it is used for the construction of building or for acquisition of some assets. Like that, it comes under the capital receipt. To maintain an asset or to pay salaries, rent, like that, it comes under the revenue receipt. And next one is sale of old newspapers. So if you go to some institutions or some organizations, we can observe that they purchase some different types of magazines and different newspapers. So there will be an accumulated papers or be more. So they have to be sold and will receive some lump sum, some sort of money over it. And next comes the interest on investments. So investments in the sense which we are depositing some, having some fixed deposits or bonds like that will be purchased. For that we will be receiving some interest. So dividend in the sense, if you have some shares, purchased some shares of other companies, will be receiving some dividend out of it. And next one is locker rent received. Here, locker rent. If you go, if you are going for some swimming pools or some sports academics, we can see that you'll be having some, you'll be carrying some valuable things like mobiles or some wallets, what you are having. You have to keep it somewhere safe. So in that case, they will be providing some lockers for you. For that, they will charge a sum of money from you. Hi, now we're going with the second heading of capital receipt. In that, we are going to see life membership fees, the donation for a specific purpose, and legacy. And next heading is the capital receipt. The first one is life membership fees. Is nothing but the subscription paid in lump sum for the whole life. For their whole life, they will be a member on that clubhouses. Maybe clubhouses is a very good example I quoted here. After receiving, they will be the whole-time member. They can enjoy their facilities. They can enjoy the facilities there. And next comes the legacy. So the legacy is a form of a gift given by a big-hearted person to a charitable trust. So the gift in the sense, it is nothing but their own property or the assets they will be providing for their welfare. For the welfare of the organization, that charitable institutions they will provide. And next is a specific donation. So donations we all know about that. Here specific donation means it is the whatever the money they are donating that has to be used for the sports fund, means sports fund, sport for the sports fund purpose only they can use, or prize fund means only for the giving the prizes or the distributing the prizes they have to use it, not for any other purpose.
And next we are going to see again the three. Next one is the endowment fund and sale of fixed assets, sale of investments and all. It is not a new concept, so I'm not going to discuss that. And next we are going with the receipt for payment for specific purpose and interest on specific fund investment. So what are these?
Yeah, now comes the endowment fund. So it's nothing but the investment. It is an investment made for the welfare of that organization, but they can use only the earnings from that investment. They cannot go use the interest, whatever the interest they are getting from that investment can be used by them. And next comes the receipts for specific purpose or fund. So receipts, we all know the receipts in the sense it is a document for receiving the money. Specific purpose, if they are giving the money for to run a tournament or for the tournament purpose they are giving, we have to use that only for the tournament, for to organize the tournament, not for any other purpose. And the next comes the interest on specific fund. So the interest on a specific fund, if I'm making some investment fund, I'm just making for prize funds or something investment I'm making, I'm receiving some interest on that. From that investment, I will receiving some interest.
So you're coming with the revenue payments here. So the salaries, rent paid, advertisements, and all these payments, things and all, we have been the known concepts. And I think it is better to go with an unknown things like upkeeping of ground, audit fees, and honorarium. So these things we are going to see the explanation now. So the next comes the revenue payments. The first one is honorarium. It is nothing but a one-time payment or a gift given to a guest or a guest like guest speakers or a lecturers for a speech in an organization. And next comes the upkeeping of ground. So upkeeping of ground is nothing but a maintenance cost. What we can say, we have to maintain the ground, we have to trim the grasses and pour waters for the cricket grounds or for the footballs. So the ground has to be maintained. And next comes the audit fees. There's nothing but an external auditor when comes to visit our organization. They have to be paid in fees. And the next one is the purchase of sports material. The sports materials like bat, balls, and nets or that has been purchased in a lot, like hundreds or 200s, depending upon the organizations. So they will purchase. So whatever the used items, the used sports materials will come under a revenue expenditure. So the balance left over, which has not been used, so that will be considered as a stock and taken for the next year. So that will be shown on the balance sheet as an asset. And the next one is purchase of sports equipment. So sports equipment, when their investment is a heavy amount where they are investing, and the duration and the lifetime is also some on the lifetime for 5 years or 6 years if it exceeds. So that comes under a sports equipment and it will be shown on the balance sheet. If you are purchasing a table tennis table or a billiards table or a fitness equipment, that lifetime exceeds. So it comes under a durable. So we are making it as a equipment. The sports equipment will considered as will be taken to the balance sheet because of these things.
We are going to wind up, close up the concept. So last one is the capital payments. So first one is fixed assets. So when I am purchasing a fixed asset, I have to make payment, I have to give the cash. So when the cash goes out, so the capital assets I am purchasing, the fixed assets. And next the investment, when I am making the investment, cash goes out. So it is a very big investment, it's not going to be a regular process. So when I purchase fixed asset or an investment or the repayment of loan, whatever it is, it's not going to a regular process. And once at a time or yearly twice or thrice it will happen. So this becomes the capital payments. So the next videos I will give the how to work out the sums. I just post the video. And once for all, thank you for seeing my videos. Thank you for all.